Hello everybody, I'm Mona Genesis, I'm a game developer, and today I want to share my experiences I've made deploying builds and working with the Steamdeck directly. So any documentation links, I will put the links in the description, and I will show just my experience with the general process. So there may be better ways, there may be other ways, but this is how I got it working. And I hope I can save you some headaches and time that I had. So let's get started. First, there are some official documentation links for the for deploying for the Steamdeck. This is the Unreal Engine documentation. They are all quite nice, and they give you a lot of information. It's the source code. We don't need this. For the first one is what you need is the first thing you need is the Steam Devkit, and you get this by directly from the Steam documentation. You can look at the link here or you see it below, and then you click on this link here, and then you will automatically install the Steam Devkit to your Steam library. And this is will come here in the library. There you can start it, and then you have it here as an application that gives you some options with connecting with the Steamdeck. So to get also started, you will need the IP address here to connect to your Steamdeck. You will get this if you look at your Steamdeck and your network connections, what IP address it has, and this one you will use here to connect to a Steamdeck. Another thing you have to do is you have to enable developer mode in your Steamdeck to also make this work here. And after you have put your IP address here and press connect, you will see that you have an enlisted Steamdeck here with your IP address. And there you have some options here, more than we need here. We actually need nothing here, but the defaults will be enough for the moment. But we have functions like take a screenshot or so, but they are not important for deploying the build, so I will not talk too much about them. So now you have connected your Steamdeck, and there are two ways how you can upload a build to your Steamdeck, deploy a build. And this is the first thing is the one option is to do it with the Unreal Engine directly. There are some option that you can just press a button and it deploys, makes a build and deploys it to the Steamdeck. And the other option is to use the Steam Dev Kit. And this is probably the option you would do if you're not working with the Unreal Engine, because there you can just put any executable file or project file and upload it to the Steamdeck. So, but I will first show you the Unreal Engine option. And for this, you should take a look at the official Unreal Engine documentation. They are all pretty good, but there sometimes are some caveats to it. You have just to do the first things like connecting to your Steamdeck. We already did this. And the other more important thing is that you have to put this information into your engine, installed engine configuration. And this is just like, you just do the same thing like here. You go into the engine config base ini and put this information at the bottom of the script. And just exchange the IP address and maybe put a custom name to it. A deck must be deck. You can't modify this. And then you will see that it will pop up in your project. I've just made a demo project. It's a first-person shooter project, just to have something to show. And what happens is that you have the option now to click on your Steamdeck name to make a build and deploy it. But there's maybe some issues with that you have to be aware of, because one thing I have encountered is that you must have an engine path without spaces, because there are some scripts that don't manage well with spaces, and I could not get it working without doing this, so I had to reinstall to a spaceless path. This is one thing, and the other thing is that you need a special file that is not included in installations from the Epic Games launcher. So to omit this, you have to fix this. You have to download the engine source. Just the source. Don't have to build it, but you have to also execute the setup.bat, for example. And what this will do is it generates files, and especially one file that you will need. And the one file, let me look at it. What you need is Steam Client run game, and this will be generated in this path from where you have downloaded the source code and executed the setup.bat. And you will copy this file out and put it in the same directory in your engine installation. And when you've done these things, and you now press on your Steamdeck name button, it will start to build and deploy to your Steamdeck. So this is what I will do now. And then after a while, if this build is done, you will also see that there's now a build showing up for your game. It may be so that the first time you do this, the game will not launch automatically. So you have to do it manually the first time, but afterwards it should be running directly, and you don't have to open it manually every time. One thing to notice is that it also starts the game wherever whatever scene you have open in Unreal Engine. So it's not, it's just something to be aware of. Yes, and overall, my opinion on this method is that I don't see any real benefit to it because there's nothing special. You don't have a special connection. You cannot write C message logs or debug right away with this. And it's just a little bit convenience maybe that you don't have to upload the manual to the Steamdeck. But also you have to do all these steps of generating this missing file and putting the missing informations in the configs and so on. So I'm not a fan of this method. But it works. I got it working. It took some time. But in the end, there's also another option that's probably for most also other developers important. For the next option, I will just show you how you do this. I will just wait, but now I wait for the build to finish and then I show you how it pops up in the Steamdeck. Okay, so now the build is finished. And on the Steamdeck now, the application shows up in the library. And for me, because I have already run it, it will directly start the game. And there you can play it right away, the game. So just have to cancel this application. So this is one method. So now the other method I will show you is using the Steam Devkit client directly. And we were here first, where you've connected to the Steamdeck. And now you go to the title upload section. And there you have some options you can make. This is the first one. It's just you can give your config a name. You can save some configs. Then you have you have to put down the location where you made the build. So, for example, with the Unreal Engine, now if I make a build, it's another important information that's for both very important is that you can only make a development or debug build, but you cannot make a shipping build. So that's something to be aware of. But if I package now the project and make a build, I think I've already made one. I will delete this. So, but this is where you put where it was the Windows directory right now. Oh, wait here. Windows, under Windows, you have to put the path. What I want to say is where the executable lies. So this will be at this path, and you have also to put down the executable file that is to be executed to run the game. That's very important. That's actually all we need. Those two informations are the one that are necessary. And what you're then doing is you're just pressing upload button. And what just happens, the same thing is what the Unreal Engine does, it copies over the files, and then okay, the build is complete. Nice. Let's check it out. Where's the application here? Now under Windows, and there's executable. That's the name you also put in. And now we just upload it, and with the name, all right. Now we wait just a little bit, and then we will see that there will be another application that's popping up here. And this is one we uploaded now manually. This may also just take a minute, but it should not take too long. Yeah. Okay, so now we are done. And we see that on the Steamdeck now there's another application. We can see this here as well. This one is this here. And we have direct, and we can start the game from here now. So now that we have done these two options, these are the ways you have just to deploy a build, and you can just play them there. And this is really awesome. So let me think about my notes like quick if I'm missing something, and then we can head on. Yes, awesome. So there, I guess there's one thing. There are two things I want to show you that I've used now is browsing the device files on your Steamdeck with this feature, and start to debug your code on a deployed build. So let's take the first one with browsing device files. For this, you will need FileZilla. You have to download FileZilla. Just the official client, and then you install it. And when you're installing it, you have to be aware of installing it for all users, because if you do it just for one, I had some issues, and Steam could not find the application. So install it for all users. And then one thing you also have to do before is you have to set a password for your Steamdeck. And yes, you just do this just straight away. And then you click on browse device files. And this will open the FileZilla. You will see it right away. And then you have to put down the password you have set, and then you can browse your files right away. I don't have to show you this because there should be no issue with this. So, and the other important thing is for debugging, that's important for me as well, at least, is you can, with the manual option here, you can check this box here for Start Visual Studio Debugger, and maybe also wait to attach it if you want to debug right away. You check these two boxes, and now what's important is we do this together now, because there are some issues with this. I have here the code for the project, and I just set a breakpoint right away for the code. And so what we have to do, let me think about this. I have to open my notes. Okay, we make a build, we make the checks here. We have a build, we make the checkboxes here. Then we have to we just do this now. Let me think. We just upload it again with these options, so they are available. Then I don't know. I've sometimes developed with Rider mostly, but I don't got it working. So I will just do this now with Visual Studio. You have to open Visual Studio and then press Control Alt P to attach to a process and the debugger to a remote process. And if you, what you have to do is here, you have to put down the IP address of your Steam Deck and then press find, and then it will transform into this option here later on. Just might take a second. So you press find. It doesn't refresh. Maybe I do it. No connections. Okay, what did I do wrong? Okay. Now I found it out. You have to put remote connection type remote, and then you have to already run the application on your Steam Deck and then put in the IP address. And then you will find a selection for your Steam Deck. And once this is done, you see here some processes, and you have to do the following things. The first time, let me think again, because there was an issue with starting the Steam Excel, but it should be actually showing the game. Don't I see it? Okay, let's try it with Steam Excel. I will attach to this process, and I will see in the game that we need to install something. Check this. And then, yes, more. Some Unreal Engine redistributables need to be installed. We get an exception. What's this? Yeah, maybe we should have run the application before we start debugging. So let's cancel this and run the application manually again. Install the needed files. Run it again. I don't want it. I want it to white at the beginning for a debugger to attach. So now this looks nice. Okay, then we do this again. Debug, attach to process. There we have should still have the options. Now we attach to Steam and attach, and we will see what happens in the Steam Deck. Okay, now I remember. The important thing is that first time we actually should not check this box here, wait for the debugger client to attach, because the application did not start already. And the issue with this is that yeah, we cannot select it from the list here, the application. So what we're doing is we're unchecking this box again and upload the build again. This will update the starting flag. So now I will run the application. Well, let's see first how the processes look like. Now the game is running. I can move. So this again. Okay, let's put in the email address again. Find the Steam Deck, connect to it. Just wait for the list to show up. And there we see it. And we have to select the version that is in the binaries folder. This is so it's this one up here, not this one down here. And we select this and we attach. And now we see the module for the game that's loaded here. And we see that cannot find our OpenPDB file. That's the debug files. And now we double click it or right click and load symbols. And now what we are doing is we go to where we made the build for our project. And this is in this window. We are in the project directory, Windows, Steamdeck, there, and binaries. Like we go right to the same folder where the executable is, and he instantly selected them. But let me show you. We go here down here, binaries, Windows, and there are the debug files here, and these are now selected and loaded here. So now already, if I now move in the project and you see that the debug is ready, the breakpoint, I move now and we are breaking. And now we can step through. And that's really awesome. So, and let's just continue and stop the session again. See, and quit the game, exit game. Okay. And now what we can do is wait for the debugger to attach before the game really starts. So we just update the game flags again. And now, if we start the game, it will wait for a debugger to attach. And we can go again, debug, attach to process. And what happens now, we again don't see the application running, but now we can select Steam.exe. Oh, you can, I forgot one important thing. You can only do this when you have followed the documentation on that, and that is you have to it's on this link here of also Steam documentation. You have to install an extension in the Visual Studio editor, and this is Microsoft Child Process Debugging Power Tool. And once you have installed this, you do this here at extensions, I think, manage extensions, and then you just search for it. After you've installed, you can go to debug, other debug targets, and child process debug settings. And then you can check that you want to enable child debugging. And what this does is that, again, if I open the processes we can attach to, what's happening? You can attach to process, and now you can select the Steam.exe, and still we will see right away. Now we attach, and the game should start. We should actually, I don't know if we need to see it here. I thought we do so, but now if I see have a breakpoint, let's put it down again. And now I move again. And now we can still debug the project. The module does not appear to show up, but oh, yes, now it's there. Okay, and we see the symbols are loaded. And yes, and this is how you debug with the Steamdeck and find issues and and so on. Yeah, these are the experiences I made. So how you can two methods to deploy the build directly from Unreal Engine or using this Steam Devkit client. I showed you how you can connect your Steamdeck, how you can upload or browse the files from the Steamdeck directly from your PC, and I showed you how you can debug your game. And this is just there are many things to learn. There are many things to the applications, the Steam Devkit and so on. And if there might be other ways to do these things. Also, I'm sure you can maybe also debug with other applications, but I'm not sure how to do so. This is how it works. And yes, if you have question about this or have some issues, maybe I can help with them. So please just leave a comment or so. And I hope you found this information helpful. Thank you for listening. Bye.